Hello, my loves, and welcome back to Fairyqueen Talks. I'm really glad you're here today. Today, I want to talk about confidence, but not the loud kind, not the performative kind, and definitely not the kind that needs to step on other people to stand taller. I want to talk about quiet, grounded confidence, the kind that comes from knowing who you are, knowing who you're not, and being okay with both, while still actively working on yourself. Because real confidence doesn't come from pretending you're perfect, it comes from self awareness. What confidence actually is. Genuine confidence is not the absence of weaknesses, it's the acceptance of your whole imperfect self. It's knowing I'm not great at everything. I still have work to do, and I'm still good enough. Confidence is the belief that even with your limitations, you are capable of learning, growing, adapting, and using your strengths wisely. Arrogance, on the other hand, usually comes from insecurity. It needs to prove, it needs to compare, it needs to be louder than everyone else. Confidence doesn't need that. It's calm, it's steady, it doesn't rush to convince anyone. Self acceptance is the foundation. One of the most important pieces of real confidence is self acceptance. That means acknowledging your flaws as a normal part of being human, not as evidence that you're failing. Talk to yourself the way you would talk to a close friend who's messed up. You wouldn't tear them apart. You wouldn't tell them they're hopeless. So, why do you do that to yourselves? Self compassion doesn't mean avoiding accountability, it means correcting yourself without cruelty. You can say, I made a mistake, without saying, I am a mistake. That difference changes everything. Acknowledge your weaknesses, don't deny them. Denying your weaknesses actually takes more energy than facing them. When you pretend they don't exist, they quietly control you. But when you name them, you gain power. Confidence grows when you identify areas for improvement and make a plan. Small, realistic human steps. That proactive mindset builds a sense of competence and control over your life. You stop fearing being found out because you already know yourself. And knowing yourself is one of the most confident things you can do. Leverage your strength. At the same time, don't ignore your strengths. So many people are painfully aware of what they're bad at, but barely conscious of what they're good at. Make it a practice to notice your talents, your progress, pardon me, your wins, especially the quiet ones. Spend time doing things you're good at. Let yourself feel capable. You can even use your strengths to support your weaknesses. Maybe you struggle with organization, but you're empathetic. So you build systems that involve accountability with others. Maybe you're not naturally confident speaking, but you're thoughtful, so you prepare deeply. That's not cheating, that's wisdom. The voice in your head matters. Confidence is deeply tied to self talk. Notice how quickly I can't do this show up. Now try shifting it not to toxic positivity, but to realism. I can learn how to do this. I can try. I don't have to be perfect to begin. Confidence isn't about certainty, it's about willingness. Confidence is built through action. Here's something important. Confidence is not something you have to wait to feel before you act. It's something you build by acting. Every time you step outside your comfort zone, even just a little, you collect evidence that you are capable. Small risks, small courage, small follow through. Those moments build resilience and self trust. And self trust is confidence's quiet twin. Set small, achievable goals. Break down your goals. Confidence grows through small wins, finishing the thing, showing up, trying again. Each completed step sends a message to your nervous system. I can rely on myself. That's powerful. Who you surround yourself with matters. Confidence is relational. The people around you influence how you see yourself, whether you realize it or not. Seek out people who are supportive, honest, and kind. People who challenge you without shaming you. Limit time with those who constantly criticize, compete, or drain you. You don't need everyone's approval, but you do deserve a healthy environment. Laugh at yourself. One of the most confident things you can do is laughing at yourself. Being able to admit a mistake, recover from an awkward moment, or acknowledge a flaw with humor shows humility and self awareness. It makes others feel safe around you, and it keeps your ego flexible. Confidence without arrogance. Being confident without being arrogant means knowing your worth without needing superiority, owning your growth without diminishing others, listening more than you talk, celebrating others people's successes genuinely, admitting mistakes and apologizing when needed. Arrogance blames, confidence takes responsibility. Arrogance competes, confidence connects. Reframing your past. And if you feel like your background makes confidence harder, hear this. Your past is not a deficit. The challenges you've survived gave you resilience, insight, empathy, and strength that cannot be taught. Reframe your story. What you've been through shaped skills you may have and don't even realize it yet. You can't change your history, but you can control what you do next. Every small action you take today builds future confidence. Your happily ever after is in progress. Confidence isn't about having a perfect past, it's about knowing your inherent worth and believing in your future potential. You are allowed to feel good enough while still working on yourself. You are allowed to be proud and humble, strong and learning, certain and curious. Be confident in the fact that you are self aware. Be confident in the fact that you are trying. Be confident in the fact that you are actively building your happily ever after. That is more than enough. Thank you so much for spending this time with me on Fairyqueen Talks. Take what you love from this episode and be gentle with yourself today. You're growing, and that's something to be confident about.